Hello, Beekman Elementary School. So nice to be talking with you right now from sunny and peaceful Maine. That's right. I'm coming to you right now from this spot in Maine where I've gone most summers since I was a child. As a matter of fact, this is the same spot that my mom used to come to ever since she was a child. And in addition to that, this is the same spot that my grandmother came to when she was a little child. We actually have a photograph in my family of my grandmother on the beach here in Maine in 1913. So we kind of say that coming to Maine on vacation in the summertime is a bit of a tradition in my family. So I'm glad to be sharing that with you in this week's summer video. And let's get started. Alright, so normally in the summer weekly videos we have some news from the school, but I'm not at school right now. I'm on vacation. So there's no news from the school. We'll get you more news from the school next week in next week's video. So sorry, that's all for today with news. Alright, so if you watched last week's video, you saw in our Where in the World segment, Mrs. Kring, and she had hiked to the top of a mountain. That was amazing. Where you going, Mrs. Kring? Well, it was a really hard Where in the World segment. It was a two-part question, and I know I didn't give very many hints. It was kind of hard. So hopefully, you took some guesses and you did your best. We had asked you to guess the mountain range and then also the mountain. So special thanks to Franco Leone. Franco, you were the only one who made a guess. You were the only one to send it in, so thank you so much for giving it a try, and I really appreciate you watching these videos and making guesses. So all right, here's the answers, everybody, to last week's Where in the World segment. The mountain range that Mrs. Kring was in is the Adirondacks. Yeah, that's right. So if you've ever been to Lake George or Lake Placid or Saranac Lake or anywhere near those places, you've been to the Adirondacks like Mrs. Kring. And now for the really hard question. The question was, which mountain did Mrs. Kring climb? And I don't think I would have gotten that right if she hadn't told me, so it was tough. But the mountain Mrs. Kring climbed was Hurricane Mountain. So great job, Mrs. Kring. Thank you, everybody, for taking part. And Franco, once again, shout out to you for sending in your guess. Really appreciate that. All right, so for this week's Where in the World segment, I'm going to take you to a very special place in Maine. And with a little research, you should be able to figure out where I am. Now let's go check it out. So, this is a lighthouse, as you can see. It is actually one of the most photographed lighthouses in the world and one of the most photographed places in the world. I actually read once that there were a space shuttle or a satellite, I think, maybe it was a satellite, went into space and they loaded 3 images onto the satellite. One was of the Great Wall, one was of the Taj Mahal in India, and this lighthouse. So it's a very famous spot. There's a lot of people here. Lots of people come, take pictures. It's actually lit up in July for Christmas because they do Christmas in July since no one's here in December to see it all lit up. So they light this up so everybody in the summer who comes, all the tourists, they can see it lit up like it is in December. It's actually on an island. It's just a narrow little strip there. So there it is. I won't tell you the name, you got to figure it out. But that is the lighthouse in the very southern part of Maine. Alright, Beacon Bears, what do you think? Take a guess. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that special Where in the World segment. So you know I'm in Maine, right? Because I already told you that. And it's on the coast, obviously. So for this week's Where in the World segment, it's also a two-parter. Yeah, so the first part of the Where in the World segment is guess the name of the town where I'm located right now. So I know we went to a place just before and you saw this really cool video of a lighthouse, and that's the second part of this Where in the World segment. The first part is just, where am I in Maine? I'll give you a hint, it's on the southern coast of Maine, very far south in Maine. And then for the second, like I said, the second part of our two-part Where in the World question is, can you name the lighthouse that we just visited? So that lighthouse actually has two names. One is its official name, and the other one is its nickname. So you can give either one or both if you want. And remember, send me your answers, and I'll give you a shout out next week. All right, so I think you know what time it is. That's right, it's time for birthdays, and these are birthdays from Maine. So first, let's start off on August 5th. Happy birthday to Amani Rollman. Amani, hope you're having a great time. Hope you have a super birthday. I'll be thinking of you. And also on August 5th, Bryn Early. Happy birthday to you, Bryn. Take care, and hope you have a super, super birthday. Then on August 6th, we have three. That's right, 3 Beekman Bears. Thomas Kelly. Happy birthday to you, Thomas. Hope you have a super time with your family, and you have a great birthday. And then Leah Howard, happy birthday to you on August 6th. Have a great, great day, Leah. And Jonna Cheshire, happy birthday, Jonna. Hope you have a super birthday on August 6th, and I'll be thinking of you. Then on August 9th, Brendan Altsey. Brendan, happy birthday to you. Hope you're doing great, bud. Happy birthday. And then Logan Catapano, that's right, the Joke Master. Happy birthday, Logan, August 9th. And then also, Michaela Scheffler. Happy birthday, Michaela. Hope you have a super birthday coming up on August 9th. And then Alana Kelly. Wow, we have 4 birthdays on August 9th. Happy birthday to you, and I hope you enjoy your birthday. And finally, on August 11th, not a Beekman Bear, he's a Red Hook Raider, but I want to give a great shout out to my son, Matthew Lapis. Happy birthday to you. Hey, there he was. Do it again. Hey, there he is. All right, happy birthday. He'll be 17. Woohoo! That is all for the birthdays, everybody. Take care. So, it's time for the reading corner. That's right. Whether I'm on vacation or I'm hanging out at home in New York, I'm trying to read every day. And I mentioned in a previous video that I am reading a series. It's about an Israeli agent, a secret agent. And this is one of the books in the series. So I brought this one with me on vacation. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm reading these books again because I read them many, many years ago. And so this is just a reminder to you, make sure you're reading 15 to 20 minutes each day, and that you're finding a good book or a good series, and that'll take you through the summer and really help you to enjoy the summer and stay up on your reading. So keep going and enjoy your reading. Oh, by the way, if you need a suggestion for a series, feel free to write to me. I'd be more than willing to give you some ideas. You know, lots of students tell me what they're reading, and teachers give me good ideas to share with students. So if you need a suggestion for a series or a book, send me an email, write me a Google Doc, and I'll definitely get back to you with some ideas. All right. Since I'm in Maine, with its world-famous lighthouse, it seems right that we read a book about a lighthouse in today's reading corner. So this book today is titled Hello Lighthouse. Before I start reading, why don't you pause this video, take a moment to take some guesses as to what you think the book is going to be about. Again, it's titled Hello Lighthouse. And what do you know about lighthouses? What do you think happens inside lighthouses? Or what do you think happens at lighthouses? It's all right. Go ahead, pause the video, talk with a family member, or think to yourself about what this book might be about. All right, thanks for thinking a little. And if you couldn't think of anything, that's all right, because some of us, we've never been to a lighthouse, we've never seen one, so you might not have any ideas as to what goes on in a lighthouse. That's okay. We're going to find out in this book, so let's sit back and let's enjoy Hello Lighthouse by Sophie Blackall.
Hello Lighthouse by Sophie Blackall. On the highest rock of a tiny island, at the edge of the world, stands a lighthouse. It is built to last forever, sending its light out to sea, guiding ships on their way. From dusk to dawn the lighthouse beams. Hello! 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 Hello, lighthouse. The new keeper arrives to replace the old, to carry on tending the light. He polishes the lens and refills the oil, and trims the burned end of the wick. Throughout the night he winds the clockwork that keeps the lamp in motion. During the day he gives the round rooms a fresh coat of sea-green paint. He writes in the logbook and threads his needle and listens to the gathering wind. wind takes a deep breath and blows and blows. Hello! 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 The keeper boils water and drinks his tea as he fishes for cod from the window. He sets the table and hums a tune and wishes for someone to talk to. Every few days he lights her a letter and throws it into the waves. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and waits for her reply. The sky grows dark and the waves rise and crash. Hello! 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 The keeper looks through his telescope. The tender arrives, bringing oil and flour and pork and beans. And his wife. He shows her around the rooms of their house. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and sets the table for two. The fog makes everything disappear. A bell must be rung to warn the ships. Clang, clang, clang. One thick night, disaster strikes. A boat is wrecked on the rocks. Not a moment to lose, the keeper rows out. He pulls 3 sailors from the deep Black Sea. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and wraps the sailors in blankets. The sea turns into a carpet of ice. Hello! 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 One dawn, the keeper begins to sneeze. By dusk, he is terribly ill. His wife is everywhere at once, running up and down the spiral stairs. She tends the light and feeds him broth and chips ice off the lantern room windows. She sits by his side and writes in the logbook the minute his fever breaks. The icebergs pass by on their journey south. The whales pass by on their journey north. Hello! 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 Inside the lighthouse, the woman walks around and around the room. Her husband boils water and helps her breathe in and out. He tends the light and writes in the logbook. And makes notes of the birth of their child. The sky erupts in swirls of green. Hello! 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 The tender arrives, bringing oil and flour and pork and beans, and the mail. Along with fresh books and news from land, there's an unexpected letter with the Coast Guard's seal. The keeper winds the clockwork and polishes the lens, just as he's always done. He tends the light and writes in the logbook, but knows that it's not for long. Together, they watch the horizon. The Coast Guard arrives with a brand new light and installs the machine to run it. There's no lamp to fill, no wick to trim. The keeper's work is done. He climbs to the top of the spiral stairs and closes the logbook for good. They pack their belongings into the boat and wave farewell to the gulls. Beyond the breakers, they all look up. Goodbye, lighthouse. Goodbye. 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 On the highest rock of a tiny island at the edge of the world stands a lighthouse. It is built to last forever, sending its light out to sea. The fog rolls in and the fog rolls out. The waves rise and crash. The wind blows and blows. Hello! Hello! Hello? Over the waves, across the bay, a light on the land beams back. Hello! 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 Hello, lighthouse! And now we can see who's in that house looking back at the lighthouse. It's the keeper and his wife and his child. And there's his things. If you remember that picture, the whale was in the lighthouse. And that bottle is one of those bottles that he had thrown into the sea with the letter. The end. Hello, lighthouse. And in the back of this book, if you take it from our school library, it's really interesting. It's got a whole section about lighthouses. So I'm going to read it to myself, and if you ever take this book out of our library, you can read it too. It's got some really interesting information about lighthouses.
Did you enjoy Hello Lighthouse? I hope so. Was it what you thought it was going to be? I like that the book was about lighthouse and the lighthouse keeper. I often imagine what it would be like to be responsible for a lighthouse, and I enjoyed getting a glimpse through this book. Remember when I took you on that tour, or I took that Where in the World segment of the lighthouse here in Maine? Well, that's the lighthouse I often think about when I think about what it would be like to live in a lighthouse and to work in a lighthouse. So I hope you enjoyed the book. I hope you thought about it a little bit, and that you are still reading this summer. Yes, that's right. Special bonus segment. Yeah, well, it's a vacation, so we got to make it fun, right? So we have a special bonus segment for you, and it's about sandcastles. And not just any sandcastles. I'm talking about drip sandcastles. See, my father and my uncles, when I was a kid, they showed me how to make very special drip sandcastles, and I've been practicing and doing it ever since. So we're going to take you on a little journey to check out a drip sandcastle that we made this time on our vacation, and we did our very best, everyone, all Beekman Bears out there. We did our very best to make this the best, most colossal drip sandcastle we ever did. So I hope you enjoy it. Check it out. Here it comes to you. Drip sandcastles from Maine.
What did the left eye say to the right eye? Between us, something smells.
Alright, Beacon Bears, that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed this weekly summer video from all the way in Maine. I enjoyed sharing a little bit of my vacation with you. And I'll be back in New York next week. And you'll see me again in next week's summer video. So take care, everybody. Can't wait to see you again. Bye.